Welcome, grade 8 students. This is your fifth online class, and it's still me, Mr. JB, and I'm going to be your presenter for this lesson. Writing is our lesson today, and it's more about writing and editorial. So please prepare the materials that you have to have right now. Literary companion, copybook, and pen, and please turn your book on page 208. Learning objectives for today is first is to make a thesis statement, and next is to gather important details to make an editorial. Before you dive into the writing, let's have first a little bit of a review about our lesson from the previous video, and that's the parallelism. Let's do a quick review and check your answers from your homework, because I think that I've given this as a homework from the previous video. So let's see your answers. 1. Marketing should consider whether the plan is feasible, practical, and a possibility. I hope you have the same answer as me because my answer is possible. I changed possibility to possible because feasible and practical are both adjectives, and possibility is a noun. So let's make it parallel. 2. The lecturer expected that the student would present the seminar, be using PowerPoint presentations, and they would answer questions from the audience. The answer right here is would use. Change be using to would use because as you notice, the first sentence has would present as a verb phrase, and even the last sentence would use would answer. So you have to make the verb phrases consistent as well to make it parallel. So be using, change it to would use. 3. The government is investing heavily into renewable energy to reduce its reliance on fossil fuels and meeting the EU Renewables Directive 2009. We would have to change the word meeting to meet, because the word there after the renewable energy is to reduce, so the action that we should be doing is also consistent. So that's a prepositional phrase to, then reduce, and then to meet. Well, not a prepositional phrase because reduce and meet are not nouns, but these are infinitives. Now let's dive into the writing. But first, let's imagine this scenario. You are a writer of an editorial column for a newspaper or a website, and you attended Nelson Mandela's inauguration speech. And you were moved and impressed as you watched. Write a brief newspaper column in which you explain why the speech was effective and give examples from the speech that show Mandela's powerful use of language. So this is you, and you have been invited to attend the speech of Nelson Mandela in South Africa, dated 1994. And you are about to write an editorial, not a speech, but an editorial of why Nelson Mandela used powerful language. So might as well have your essay with you. You can use your essay, but I have here the speech itself, and I want you to listen to it and watch it and see what impacts you the most. Write it on the evidence and reason chart in your book, in your literary companion. Write as many evidences as you have as you can, and then try to reason that out. Try to write the reasons at the same time. I hope that you were able to understand and like the video that I showed you. That is the exact speech of Nelson Mandela. And now is the time for us to complete the evidences and reason chart, because I think it is really important to choose the reason and evidence that support your claim or your position on the topic. So since you will be talking about the speech and how powerful the language is used by Nelson Mandela, you have to show some evidences and try to prove it at the same time. So this given example, this is from the speech of Nelson, confer glory and hope to newborn liberty. The reason for that quote is Mandela compares the new government to a newborn child to express a sense of hope. So I want you to also explore and try to find your own evidences and try to put reasons into it so that you can see and link them at the same time. I also have something here, some evidences and some reasons that you can use, but I would want you to have it on your own way. Like find your own evidences because whatever you find there most likely speaks about you and it speaks more to you and it connects more than what is written on the book and the guide. So this is just a guide, but you can have it your own way. Now, after finishing the graphic organizer, this is what you have to do. You have to make your thesis statement or your main idea. So ask yourself these questions. What are the most memorable ideas from Mandela's address, glory, and hope? What do these ideas have in common? And why is Mandela's language powerful and effective in these examples? So you have to be keen in making sure that these languages are powerful, really, and effective. You choose them because they contain powerful messages. That's your aim. And with that, you're going to make your thesis statement. You can have this. Mandela uses repetition and parallelism along with vivid word choice to bring life a strong vision of a new country in a powerful and memorable way. Thesis statement is really important because it will make a huge impact in your introduction. Now let's move on to your drafting and organizing your ideas. So if you have your own organizing way of tailoring your thoughts and your evidences and reasons, then do use that. That works for you. But you can use this outline as a guide in making your own editorial. So first, with the introduction, we have to explain the event. Why was Mandela speaking? You just have to give a vivid sentence or a detailed sentence to start off your editorial. Next is state your main idea and about what makes Mandela's speech effective. So this is going to be your thesis statement. That ends the introduction. Now let's move on to the body. So as you notice, you have written out and filled out information in the evidence and reason tabular diagram. That's what you're going to be putting in your body. So reason number one, write the evidence as well as the text. Reason number two, write also the evidence from the text. And reason number three, write the evidence that is from the text. It is essential to get the messages and the excerpts from the text because that proves that the words that Mandela used are powerful and effective. Then that also supports your reason. And end it with a conclusion. When you write your editorial, be sure to include at least three or of your most effective pieces of evidences and rank them from the most effective to the least effective. And the 6 traits plus 1 is sentence fluency. This is when you are going to use transitional words and introductory phrases to clearly introduce the examples you choose and tell why they are important. Consider sentence structure such as this following. In this example, Mandela uses to, that's what I will explain. This also works when he states, and then you try to put the evidence. Mandela's words are powerful because, then explain your reason. And last bullet, Mandela's language makes the audience feel your reason in order to then explain it further. So these transitional words will definitely help you to make your editorial even more effective because there's a flow and a string that we are following. So make use of this 6 traits plus 1 sentence fluency and draft your speech. And don't forget to have fun. In summary, in writing your editorial, supporting details and proper use of transitional words help you to create a meaningful and effective editorial. There you have it. You survived our first week of virtual class, and I'm very, very proud of you. See, right? What I did there, it's repetition and it's giving emphasis. So, this has been Teacher Joe, and I'm not going to give you any homeworks because I know that you're still working on your drafts and you're writing. I have to go shopping because it's Thursday anyway. See you on the next video, and I hope that you will have a good day ahead. See you, class, and bye.